Good day. This is Janet Jordy at Global Inspiration, where you need to be seen, need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world. Global Inspiration is so honored to have our guest this week. She will share with us her career life and her personal life. She is the mother of three, a doctor of philosophy, and a scientist with the Philippine Carabao Center or PCC, and she is involved with the production of genetically superior water buffaloes. In the Philippines, we have swamp buffaloes, or we call them carabaos. So, and she will also share how this mission of the PCC assists the community in generating income. She was a Fulbright scholar at UW, Madison, Wisconsin, in the year 2012 to 2013. And in fact, she did a presentation before the Filipino American community. Our guest is also an affiliate or associate professor at the Central Luzon State University. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Dr. Danilda Hufana-Duran. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much, Janet. Hello, everyone watching and listening to the Global Inspiration. Thank you for having me. Wishing you all a wonderful time. Hello
Okay.
from the Philippines.
Yeah. So where are you in the Philippines? In what city?
I'm living in San Jose City, Nueva Ecija, but
Okay.
I'm working in the Science City of Muñoz.
So can you share with the viewers whether you are married, and if you're married, how many kids do you have?
Well, I am married, happily married with Peregrino Duran. He's also working at the Philippine Carabao Center. And we were blessed with three lovely daughters. The eldest is 31 years old. She's already married, but no child yet.
Okay.
And my second one is 29 years old. And the third one is 27 years old. Both are still single. All are daughters.
So we met when you had your Fulbright scholarship here at UW Madison, Wisconsin in
Mhm.
2012 and 2013. How
Yes.
long was the study?
Well, it was only 6 months because it's just an advanced research in agriculture. It's actually a postdoc fellowship in University of Wisconsin under the Fulbright scholarship program.
So you've been in Wisconsin for 6 months and you left your husband and your three kids in the Philippines. How does it feel?
Well, I felt inspired and energized as well. Inspired in the sense that I have to leave my family for another professional growth, an important undertaking in my career that will not only benefit me, but of course my whole family as well. It also energized me because I will be creating another experience that will serve as another honor, a milestone, and a
Mm.
glory for my family.
So you shared with me when I visited you in your place there in the
Yeah.
Philippines. You shared with me a story of when you started to go to Japan, you took your kids with you. And for me, it touched me because it is a story of a mother's love. It shows mother's love. And yet, you know your priorities in life. You did a lot of sacrifice. And
Mhm.
can you share with the audience what is that all about?
Well, that happened when I had my master course in Miyazaki University in Japan.
Okay.
My daughters were still very young at that time. My eldest was just 4 years old, the second one was two, and my youngest was only 9 months old.
Oh my God.
Remember, imagine 9 months old. We need to bring them to the nursery school and leave them there the whole day because my husband and I have to go to the university for our studies. My husband was also having his PhD course at that time. Because my research work is in agricultural sciences, where there were many times that I need to go to the university at night to conduct my research activities. If our children are already sleeping, my husband and I have to leave them in the apartment. We just have to put pillows so that they won't realize that we were out. If they are not yet asleep, we used to go to together to the university and it's either that they will stay inside the car if there are still students in the university in the laboratory, or if no one is in the university anymore in the laboratory, so they have to go with me because it's in the seventh floor. I'm afraid if I will go
Oh,
alone. So my husband and children will just stand by in our office, the student's office, while I'm waiting. While I'm doing my job in the laboratory. But there were times when we left them sleeping, but when we returned back home, they were all awake and crying at the middle of the bed, embracing each other. Since then, we tried to have them understand the nature of our work, that mommy have a scheduled work at the lab at night, that we cannot avoid going to the lab, then that daddy has to accompany mommy. So
mhm.
if they awake, then they should not cry but be brave because it is needed. We told them that brave kids are jewels in God's eyes and treasures of the parents, and they understood that one. And that made them grow as strong kids. That's why when I was in the Hokkaido University during my PhD and brought them with me, they stayed with me for 2 months during their summer vacation while they were in high school and returned back to the Philippines from Sapporo all by themselves with connecting flight in Tokyo. You see how brave they were.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
and they're okay.
so it is a story of a family knowing the priorities in life. You
Yes,
did a lot of sacrifice and you focus what you need to do in order to
yes,
be where you are right now. So,
true.
Doc, you've been to Japan, you've been to United States of America, particularly Madison, Wisconsin. Are there any
Mm-mm.
more countries that you've been to that you want to share with us?
Well, I have been the first country that I visit, of course, is Japan for my PhD, for my master course, and then I have to go to India because I was tasked to establish a satellite laboratory there
Mm-hmm.
after my master course because we need to produce buffalo embryos from river buffaloes and have those embryos be cryopreserved and be transported to the Philippines for embryo transfer so that we can facilitate the production of genetically superior buffaloes in the Philippines that could be used as dairy animals. Because in the Philippines we have these swamp buffaloes, but these
Yeah.
swamp buffaloes are being displaced already because of the advent of farm mechanization. But the truth is, the farmers still needs to have additional source of income, and livestock integration is very important. But if it is only for draft purposes, then it's not very profitable. So we have to transform the swamp buffaloes into a dairy buffaloes. So we need the river buffalo genetics be infused to our swamp buffaloes so that we can produce the genetically superior animals. But by just crossing the swamp buffalo and the river buffalo, then we can only produce the crossbreds. What our farmers need are river buffaloes, the purebred river buffaloes, because these buffaloes produce more milk than the crossbreds. So we, as scientists, as researcher, we have to think on some technologies that we can use so that we can produce purebred calves and the farmers. So we use the embryo transfer. So I have to go to India to establish the laboratory there, operate the laboratory, and in that time I have to leave my children alone again. But when I have to go to the Ecuador after my Wisconsin, after my postdoctoral program in Wisconsin, I have to go to Ecuador and stay there for another year. And I was, because I was a consultant at that time, I was able to bring all my family just for them to have vacation. And it's a wonderful experience to
Uh,
stay. That's
okay.
very wonderful experience for me to stay in other countries because all the people that I met, they are all very kind, they are all very accommodating, very supportive, and I really just enjoyed everything.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us, Doc. So, what you're sharing is what you do as a scientist, or is there anything that you do that you have not shared with us?
Well, I have done so many things. Actually, I have visited around 23 countries around the world because I
Oh,
was invited.
23? 23?
23, around
Oh my God.
23, because was invited to speak in the conferences. And the most important thing that I was supposed to visit is the Colombia, because I was awarded during the World Buffalo Congress. I was awarded the Life and Work Award, but I was so sad because I was not able to go there, because I was not able to get the travel authority. But it's okay.
That's fine.
The
That's fine.
organizers, the organizers still sent me the plaque of the award, so it's okay for me.
Yeah.
And they also requested me to just send them a video clip receiving the award, so it was just okay.
Yeah. So you're not only active in the Philippines and you're not only active in America, you've been active in 23 countries, not just going there for schooling, but actually doing what needs to be done as far as the water buffaloes, you know, production of the water buffaloes. So, as a scientist, please share with the viewers what are your challenges and your accomplishment as a scientist with the PCC.
Well, as far as the challenges is concerned, there's a lot of challenges actually that I passed through. So many challenges. The operating the laboratory in India is one big challenge, but the best challenge that I am going through, even at present, is how to lead and how to serve as a head of people who are older than I am and who are senior than I am
Mhm,
and who are all PhDs also. So, that's the big challenge that I am passing through even this time. But it's okay because I learned that I just have to respect I just have to respect them,
mhm,
and everything will be fine. Another challenge that I'm passing through also is how to deal with a supervisor, somebody who is higher than I am, who is not sharing my joy, who is not sharing my successes, who is not happy when I am successful. So that's
mhm,
another challenge.
mhm,
But I believe that that is normal. We
mhm.
cannot please everybody, not and we cannot expect everybody to join our happiness. So I just smiled.
Yeah, that's okay. So, can you share accomplishments?
Another day, success, accomplishment. First accomplishment that I had was the development and demonstration of the in vitro embryo production technology as possible tool to produce the genetically superior water buffaloes in the Philippines. In fact, our team was recognized by the Ag Biotech News and Information as the first team who successfully vitrified buffalo embryos and produced the genetically superior calves using river buffalo recipients and using swamp buffaloes as surrogate mothers. That is very important in the country because we have proven that using reproductive biotechnologies, then we can produce embryos, we can transport embryos, we can cryopreserve embryos and bring it elsewhere, store it for long so that we can bring it to the areas that needs the production of genetically superior animals. Another significant accomplishment that I think I have done is by mentoring the junior researchers and also students so that they too would learn what I am doing so that once I retired, then I was able to already clone myself.
Mhm, mhm. So, Doc, you are a mother of three, you are a wife, you are a scientist, and you are an affiliate professor. A lot of things
Mm.
to do. But I know you are happy. It shows in your smile. How do you successfully manage your time?
I just have to check what are the priorities and deal with it one at a time. Of course, we cannot do everything at the same time. So I just have to check the priorities. Sometimes I really need to balance because, the demand of the family is there. But I
Mhm,
am very thankful because my husband and I are working in the same institution, working in the same field. So we are contemplating with each other. And our children also, because we were able to raise them as independent children, although of course we guided them, but at least we have taught them and developed them to live independently, not just you know uh, relying from us.
Correct.
So everything turns out to be good because of that. And in fact, we are helping each other because we believe that the success of one member of the family is the success for everybody. So
Yeah, I agree with you that the success of one member of the family is the success of everybody else.
mm-mm.
Being a successful woman, being a successful scientist, a mother, and also a mother, can you share an inspiration, a person who served as an inspiration to you?
Before all of them are my inspiration, of course. But for now, I can say that there is someone. I'm already 54 years old and near retirement also. But I have one person who served as my inspiration,
Mhm.
and that is my youngest daughter,
Oh,
Danilda. Why? Because my youngest daughter, although she graduated cum laude in the University of the Philippines, after graduation and when she is already working as a speech writer of the executive director of Philrise, later we found that she has a depression. And
okay.
that made her resign from her job. And then she tried to, when she recovered, she tried to get a job again, but her tolerance is not that good. So she has no choice but to just stay home and do anything that she can do here. And of course, she's not earning any income because of that. So she is my inspiration. Why I'm doing everything that I can to have a stable future, to have um, financially secured in the future, so that
Correct.
I will begin. Then my daughter is financially secured.
And
So
Doc,
she's.
Doc, Dr. Ran, just sharing with you my thoughts on that. Even
Mm-mm,
though your daughter has depression, because I have a lot of friends here in America, they have depression, and they are in the medical field.
mm-mm,
They they sacrifice a lot because depression is a
mm-mm.
thing that you do not know
Yes.
how to
Yes.
attack and how to deal with it, especially the family. And because
Mm-mm.
your daughter has depression, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And I like your
Yes.
attitude
Yes.
because you are so positive that I am here for my daughter. So being I thank you for the interview today. So my last questions are, can you share any inspirational thoughts to our viewers?
Inspirational thought for our viewers. Okay. Well, aside from the things that I mentioned that I do, I also spend time organizing people to learn on financial management matters, doing
Correct.
outreach activities on livelihood awareness,
Mhm.
development and training, and doing household chores, especially gardening. There is
Mhm.
so much that we can do to make our life worth living. We just need to reach out and find out what makes us happy,
Correct.
what our potentials can be shared, because it's when we share that we can find the genuine happiness. For more inspirational messages, you can visit my Facebook page, the Danilda Hufana-Duran. I wrote there a lot of thoughts that guided me and made me a person as I am now.
Oh, thank
So,
you very much for sharing that. What's the website again?
Danilda Hufana-Duran, that's my Facebook account. I
Okay.
used to write there. If I feel something challenging, I always write some thoughts in there. And
Um,
sometimes it's based on Bible.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and your career life and your personal life. And it's nice seeing you again. Thank you
Thank
very
you. Thank
much.
you.
Yes. And
Uh,
her story is very inspirational because it's set, it she presented what are the priorities in life, what the
mm-mm,
sacrifices she had made, and how to
mm-mm,
focus in life. Ladies and
mm-mm.
gentlemen, thank you very much, Dr. Danilda Hufana Duran. This
Thank
again,
you.
yeah, this is again Jeanette Jordy at Global Inspiration, when you need to be seen, need to be heard, and be an inspiration to others.